Yo, so check it out. Yeah, working on a Game Boy. I'm gonna desolder the speaker here and put in a new speaker. But the lighting situation is terrible in here. But getting this nice and hot right now. Getting it all hot and bothered. So yeah, when it's time, I'll show you guys. All right. So when you're looking at the inside of a Game Boy, that's where the card reader is at. This is what your cartridge goes in. This is where the screen connects. There's two notches inside there that lock the thing in place, the ribbon cable in place. That's where your power switch is. Sometimes if the thing doesn't turn on, the Game Boy doesn't turn on, it may not be because it's broken. It may be because the connection in here in the power switch itself is dirty, and that'd be a good place to try to save a Game Boy. If you have a Game Boy, save it. This is obviously where your batteries go. There's some points in there that you got to screw, and then there's points in there you definitely do not want to put a screw in, where you can see the X's. Yeah, when I opened this one up, these were kind of gross. I scrubbed those down as best as I could, and there's, still some leftovers. But here's what we're working at. So you desolder that bulb. Let me get my spudger and my... Where the hell are you? Here we go. So you desolder that part. Look at how gross it is. And then you desolder that part. And then you slap in the new one. I gotta put some more. I gotta put some solder on this. Some solder on this. And then top wire, the top spot, bottom wire, bottom spot, bada bing. All right. See you in a little bit. All right. So as usual, once the cameras were off, that second part gave me some attitude. But I was able to add some more solder in there. Looks done. I got to slap it back into the shell, and hopefully it works. But hopefully you enjoyed this small little portion of what I go through. But this is fun. I enjoy it. I like the retro consoles. This is going to be like the 8th Game Boy I've done. Still got a lot to work on, especially when it comes to soldering. It's fun little habit you should pick up. I highly recommend it. You get to do it for various things, especially for like Super Nintendo games. I have to buy a battery for Super Mario. The ones with tabs, so that you can solder them, like the solder tabs, they are not cheap. And you can't buy just one. So, But I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, buenos noches. All right. So the way that I was taught, and by taught I meant the videos that I watched on YouTube, is that don't breathe the fumes. Solder goes where solder's been. So tin. AKA, well, maybe you may not know, but tin the tips. You just kind of create a situation where it's just going to itself. Nice. All I'm doing is just creating beads. See how there's a bead now where it used to be flat? That way all I have to do is just mush the wire into that solder when it's time to put the wire in. I'm going to do it to the other side too. Maybe clean it up a little bit. I'll show you what I'm doing in a little bit, but I just have like a sponge right here that I'm just wiping it off. So shiny. If it's shiny, you know you did it right. Now, gonna give that time to solidify, become solid. And now it's time to de-solder this. There's one. Again, holding the wires so I could pull it gently. That was something that was tough for me to learn. I don't really know how to go gently on anything. Wink. Bing, there you go. So that's one off. You gotta make sure you don't get your wires crossed up. Might be a bad thing. Now, it's time to switch that out to those new spots so we can get this. Put it in the sweet purple Game Boy, which had a PCB. Oh, yeah. Hey, don't worry, this can just warm up a little bit. So I'm switching this out. This is a PCB from a Game Boy that works, that I bought on auction. It works, but the shell is deteriorated. It's gone. It's missing pieces. It looked like this. But then I bought a pristine Game Boy Color. Well, which I thought was pristine on OfferUp. The shell was immaculate. Is immaculate. Still is. The PCB was completely rotted. This entire section from the start button all the way up through the D-pad, just blue. As you can see, it's not supposed to be blue. The blue is a chemical reaction, the oxidation, Leo the lion and all that. Alright, this should be warmed up. Cover it up a little bit more. I'm trying to zoom in like if I don't have this. Yeah, I'll be alright. Final wire. Again, the most part of you're just trying to push this down here, hold in place. I like having my spudger here. You can just kind of get in there, damn it. That way all I have to do is just press the soldering iron on it. Yeah, no, I don't want to mess with that. All right. Okay, I'll show you guys the finished product when it's done. All right. Future me time. And let's figure out if I'm good at switching out speakers for a Game Boy Color. Oh, yeah, baby. And of course, since this is purple, the TMNT Donatello is the only way to go. Nice. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, that's about as much as I can do with the one hand here. But yeah, I was supposed to hit the switch button. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. The anatomy charts that I just kind of meander and look at it. But I'd greatly appreciate it if you like stuff like this. Leave me a comment, because, you know, I like doing different stuff. Lately, I feel like it's been just a lot of the game of the month, so I want to switch it up this go around. Maybe make it a lot about Game Boys or something. Talk about Game Boy games. With that being said, the game of the month is going to be lit because I've beat a lot of games recently, or just, you know, one very big one. So for reals, with all that being done, buenas noches.